Hello and welcome to a new episode of Constructing Kingdoms with the Violet Howler, an in-depth literary analysis of the Kingdom Hearts storyline. This week's video is the last of what I've been referring to as the tutorial section of my channel, introducing a few basic topics that will be essential to understanding the way I look at the series before I start focusing on proper literary analysis. For today's episode, I'm going to be talking about how the Disney worlds throughout the series function as plot devices to foreshadow future story developments. A common complaint I often hear about the series is that after the original game, the Disney worlds and the events that happen when the Kingdom Hearts characters visit them don't have a significant impact on the main plot of the game. Because of this, the Disney worlds in Kingdom Hearts 3 have been praised as a nice change of pace. You can tell that young Xehanort's experiments in the Toy Story world are related to the organization bringing Xion back to fill the last spot in their ranks for Xehanort's 13 Seekers of Darkness. Or that Sora disappearing from the cover of Winnie the Pooh's storybook foreshadows his disappearance at the end of the game. Not to mention how the emphasis on themes of self-sacrifice and separation help to prepare Sora for when he sacrifices himself to restore Kairi after Xehanort's defeat and fades away as a consequence. But what a lot of people praising this approach don't realize is that Kingdom Hearts has been using the Disney worlds this way all along. Kingdom Hearts 3 was just more on the nose about it than previous titles were. The particular storytelling device that this falls under is referred to as microcosm to macrocosm. The term, coined by the ancient Greek philosopher Pythagoras, is based on an ancient worldview that a part of something, the microcosm, was a mirror of the whole, the macrocosm. In storytelling, it's used to describe a common pattern where plot details featured in an early part of the narrative are repeated in a later part on a larger scale with higher stakes and a bigger impact on the overall story. The individual chapters of the story are the microcosm, while the central narrative that connects everything together is the macrocosm. The main purpose of this storytelling device is to foreshadow events that happen later in the plot by presenting the audience with smaller versions to prepare them for the main event. To help illustrate this before I really dig into its use in Kingdom Hearts, let me give you an example. In Star Wars: The Clone Wars, there are 3 instances within the show of Ahsoka being pursued by clone troopers. In Season 2, she is trapped on a Republic spaceship with a crew of clones who are being mind-controlled by Geonosian parasites in their heads. In Season 5, she is framed for treason against the Republic and has to escape a Republic military base with clone troopers after her, shooting to kill. These 2 scenarios combine in the Season 7 episode Shattered when Order 66 is executed. Ahsoka spends the remainder of the season trapped on a Republic military spaceship, running from clone troopers who are being mind-controlled by organic chips in their heads that compel them to kill her for alleged treason against the Republic. Ahsoka's experience with clones attacking her in Seasons 2 and 5 are a microcosm of her experience in the final episodes of the series, preparing both her and the audience for when the Jedi Purge begins in Season 7. Now, let's take a look at how Kingdom Hearts uses this pattern in regards to its Disney worlds. In the Disney worlds of Kingdom Hearts 1, we are presented with 2 scenarios of a character that audiences know from existing media is a good person being manipulated into working for the villains. Hades convinces Cloud to do his dirty work in exchange for finding someone important to him, and Ursula tricks Ariel into letting her into the palace to steal the trident by promising to fulfill Ariel's desire to explore the world outside her home. Once Ariel realizes Ursula tricked her, she joins back up with our heroes to make amends for her mistake. When you look at the game as a whole, the focus of the pattern becomes clear. Shortly after his encounter with Cloud, Sora runs into Riku in Traverse Town, and the audience learns that Maleficent promised to help him find his friends. But before this, she had planted the seeds of doubt to convince him that Sora had replaced him with Donald and Goofy. And after losing the Keyblade to Sora in Hollow Bastion, Ansem tricks Riku into being possessed by promising him that opening his heart to darkness will fulfill his desire to prove he's stronger than Sora. but after losing his body, Riku realizes how badly he screwed up, and with some encouragement from Mickey, he gets back up and returns to make amends for his past mistakes by helping to close the door to darkness. Cloud and Ariel's situations are a microcosm of Riku's, communicating to the audience that Riku is not a bad person, he's just a troubled kid being preyed on by adults who are all manipulating him for their own agendas. When he finally realizes the situation he's landed himself in, he starts putting in the work to be better and atone for the things he did. In Kingdom Hearts 2, the game often held up as the biggest example of the Disney world's lack of relevance. At least half of those worlds foreshadow elements of Sora and Riku's reunion in the world that never was near the end of the game. When they meet again in the organization's stronghold, Sora learns that Riku had taken on the form of Ansem in order to wake him up from his coma. He also learns that Riku didn't want to be found because he was ashamed of his prior actions and the resulting change in his appearance. Just like how Cloud and Ariel were microcosms of Riku's role in the first game, in Kingdom Hearts 2, major characters from Mulan, The Lion King, The Little Mermaid, and Beauty and the Beast all serve as microcosms for what happened to Riku since the ending of Chain of Memories. Riku altered his appearance in order to ensure that Sora could be woken from his year-long coma, like how Mulan dressed up as a man and ran away from home to join the army so that her father wouldn't be sent off to war and killed. Kingdom Hearts hammers this parallel home on Sora's second visit to the Land of Dragons, where he does battle with Riku at the exact same location in both the game and the movie, where Mulan's true identity is discovered. Riku hid from Sora partly out of shame for his behavior towards Sora in the first game, just like how Simba ran away when he believed he was responsible for his father's death. When Kingdom Hearts 2 recreates his conversation with Mufasa's ghost, the scene ends, unlike the movie, with Simba being silhouetted by the light of the rising sun, linking his decision to go back and face his past with Riku's choice to walk the road to dawn at the end of Chain of Memories. Riku also hid partly out of not wanting Sora to see him and think he was an enemy, like how the Beast believed that no one could ever love him and would only see him as a monster. Just like the Beast's transformation back into a human, Riku's transformation back into his original form is accompanied by beams of light and floating sparkling shapes. And despite the conflict between them being resolved by the end of Sora's second visit to his castle, the Beast's curse is not broken on screen during the events of Kingdom Hearts 2. Instead, the Beast's curse is not shown broken until after Xemnas is defeated. His human form is only shown during the end credits of the game, after Riku has also shed his cursed form. Riku's shame over his appearance is also foreshadowed in Atlantica, where Ariel is hesitant to reveal herself to Eric out of fear that he'll react badly when he sees that she's a mermaid. The Disney worlds of Kingdom Hearts 2 may not seem significant to the main story on the surface, but over the course of the game, Sora is on a journey to find his best friend, while surrounded by Disney stories that subliminally prepare him for when he finally does. Now that we've covered how Kingdom Hearts uses microcosm to macrocosm storytelling in individual games, let's take a look at how the franchise uses this pattern across the series as a whole. The first game built up Maleficent as the main villain, only for it to turn out that she was being used by Ansem for his own agenda. Phase 1 of the series built up Master Xehanort as the main villain, only for Kingdom Hearts 3 to reveal that Luxu, and by extension the Master of Masters, was using Xehanort for their own agenda. Kairi's heart was specifically stated to have been stuck inside Sora's body for the majority of the first game. Removing her heart causes him to fade away and become a Heartless. Kingdom Hearts 3 shows us through visual and audio parallels to past games and within the game itself that Kairi was able to hold Sora's body together through the time resets because her heart was once again inside his body. Abusing the power of waking causes him to fade away and end up in Quadratum, with him restoring her at the end of Remind being the final straw. In Kingdom Hearts 1, when she tells Sora that she wants to go back to Hollow Bastion with him to rescue Riku, it's stated that it's too dangerous and she'd be in his way. She accepts staying behind and spends the rest of the game and up until Axel comes after her in Kingdom Hearts 2, passively waiting for Sora to come back. At the end of Melody of Memory, Kairi tells Riku that she wants to go with him to Quadratum to find Sora, but recognizes that she's not strong enough yet to face the dangers. When Riku leaves, she actively chooses to increase her training under Aqua so that she can close the gap between herself and the boys. The secret ending of Kingdom Hearts 1 features Roxas, a character connected to Sora, alone in a nighttime cityscape that will be a major location in future games, while Riku is shown looking down from the top of a tall building. The secret ending of Kingdom Hearts 3 features Sora alone in a nighttime cityscape that will be a major location in future games, while Yozora, a character connected to Riku, is shown looking down from the top of a tall building. The secret ending of Kingdom Hearts 1 takes place in The World That Never Was, a place inhabited by nobodies, beings that don't exist. Per Melody of Memory, the secret ending of Kingdom Hearts 3 depicts Sora, Riku, and Yozora in Quadratum, a fictional world outside of reality. And what is fiction but a collection of places, people, and things that don't exist? A world that never was, if you will. So as you can see, the Disney worlds of Kingdom Hearts have always been used as plot devices to foreshadow the main story of each game, and the individual games serve the same purpose in the overarching narrative of the series. As we approach the story's conclusion, we should be expecting more elements from the microcosm of earlier games being repeated in the macrocosm of the series as a whole. Other than expecting a scene in one of the next games that serves as a mirror of Sora and Riku's heart-to-heart in the Realm of Darkness at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, I don't have too many specific ideas of what other macro parallels we may see in the story ahead. But if the series continues on its current course, I have full confidence that we will be seeing more of these parallels as the series finale approaches. Now that we've concluded my channel's tutorial stage, I'll be shifting to uploading new videos once a month instead of every 2 weeks. Most of my upcoming videos are going to be longer than these first 3, so I want to pace myself and try to avoid biting off more than I can chew. So from this day forward, new episodes will be released on the last Saturday of each month in order to at least try and keep myself to a consistent schedule. If you are interested in more of my literary dissection of the Kingdom Hearts story, feel free to hit subscribe, and I'll see you all on September 25th for my next video.